A Los Angeles senior says she was swindled out of her home, taken clear across the country, and left in a cabin to die. The woman lived on Edinburgh Avenue in the Fairfax district. She was just found more than 3,000 miles away in a tiny shack in Edgecombe, Maine. KCAL 9's Bobby Capel is live in the newsroom with details on what allegedly happened after strangers befriended her. Bobby.
Well, Peter, this awful story stretches from coast to coast, and it involves accusations that elderly woman was tricked into selling her LA home, driven across the country, and left to live in squalor. Shocking details emerging tonight about a local elderly woman who went missing several years ago and turned up alive and alone in this tiny, run-down, shingled cabin in the Maine backcountry. That woman was Sarah Chiker.
I've known Sarah Chiker for probably over 40 years.
Jim Kakava was Chiker's next-door neighbor on this street in the Fairfax district for decades. He says one day back in 2008, she simply vanished, her house demolished. A new one was quickly built in its place and sold. Kakava, who Skyped with us from Boston, then filed a missing persons report at the time. But as the years went by, he thought she was dead. That was until he got a phone call from an FBI agent in 2012.
He wanted to know if I knew a Sarah Chiker, and I said, yes, I do. And I asked him and said, is she all right? Is she alive? And he said, barely.
According to our CBS affiliate in Portland, Maine, these three people, twins Barbara and Nicholas Davis, along with their godson Jonathan Stevens, befriended Chiker and conned her into giving them her home. They then allegedly drove her to an isolated town in Maine and forced her to live in this cabin.
And when they found her, they said that she had spoiled fast food. One light bulb in the cabin, and it was burned out, and it was very hot.
The Davis twins cut a deal with prosecutors pleading guilty to endangering a senior, but never spent a day in jail.
Basically, they're free, and Sarah has nothing.
Kakavo visited Sarah Chiker in Maine, where she now lives in an assisted living facility. She was said to be feisty and angry about everything that happened to her. Chiker is now 91 years old as we are all hearing about this case for the first time. We're live in the newsroom tonight. Bobby Capel, KCAL 9 News.